Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. Pain. We all fear it. We all try to escape it. But the truth is, without pain, there is no strength. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without loss, there is no wisdom. The Stoics understood something most people today have forgotten. Pain isn't a punishment. It's preparation. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced war, disease, and betrayal, once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." He didn't run from discomfort. He studied it. He didn't avoid pain. He learned from it. He turned every wound into wisdom. Today, we chase comfort. We hide from hardship. But comfort makes us soft, and pain, when faced with courage, makes us unbreakable. 1. The modern illusion of comfort. Look around. Everywhere you go, people are trying to avoid pain. We have pills for sadness, distractions for boredom, and entertainment for emptiness. We scroll, eat, drink, and shop to numb what hurts. We build our lives around avoiding discomfort, but in doing so, we lose our strength. We forget that the human spirit grows through struggle. The Stoics believed that life must test you, because a life without tests is a life without virtue. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Think about it. Your body gets stronger only when it resists, when it pushes against weight. Your mind works the same way. Without resistance, it weakens. Pain is that resistance. It's the weight life places on your spirit so you can grow. 2. How the Stoics faced pain. Let's go back 2,000 years. Imagine Marcus Aurelius sitting in his tent in the middle of a freezing battlefield. He's tired, ill, and surrounded by chaos. But instead of complaining, he writes in his journal, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." To him, pain wasn't a reason to stop. It was a reason to grow. Epictetus, once a slave, had his leg broken by his master. He could have fallen into hatred or despair, but instead he said calmly, "You can break my leg, but you cannot break my will." That's the Stoic spirit. They believed pain was the universe's way of refining your soul, burning away weakness, pride, and fear. Seneca compared pain to fire. Fire can destroy, yes, but it can also forge steel. It depends on how you face it. When pain comes, the ordinary person says, "Why me?" The Stoic says, "What can I learn from this?"
3. The nature of pain. Pain comes in many forms: physical, emotional, spiritual. But the Stoics taught that pain itself is not the problem. The real problem is how we judge the pain. We call it bad. We label it unfair. We resist it. But as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you change your attitude toward pain, Pain changes its nature. It becomes a signal, not a sentence. It becomes a teacher, not a tormentor. For example, when you lift weights, your muscles ache. But you don't fear that pain. You welcome it, because you know it means growth. The Stoics asked us to see every kind of pain that way. Even heartbreak, even failure, even loss. They saw these things as part of nature's training ground, designed to build endurance, patience, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." That's the Stoic way. Life throws pain. You turn it into power. 4. How pain builds character. We often admire strength in others, discipline, calmness, resilience, but we forget what built it. Strength doesn't come from comfort. It comes from suffering with purpose. Seneca said something powerful. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Pain gives you that chance to prove yourself to yourself. Think of the moments that shaped you most. They probably weren't easy. They were the times you were tested, when you had to choose courage over fear, patience over anger, faith over despair. That's where your true character was born. The Stoics believed that the gods gave each of us the tools to endure anything: reason, virtue, and choice. But we discover those tools only through hardship. Pain is how life introduces you to your strength. 5. The problem with escaping pain. Today we do everything to escape discomfort. We call it self-care, but sometimes it's just self-escape. We avoid silence with noise. We avoid boredom with screens. We avoid pain with pleasure. But every time we run, we grow weaker. Because when you avoid pain, you also avoid growth. You avoid the lessons pain carries. Seneca warned about this long ago. He said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The friction is necessary. When you hide from pain, you stay dull. When you face it, you start to shine. That's why the Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on the floor, wearing rough clothes, fasting. They trained their minds to be calm even when the body suffered. They knew if you can handle discomfort willingly, life can never control you again. Because real freedom isn't the absence of pain, it's mastery over it. 6. Pain and modern life. In our world today, people think a good life means an easy life. But that's an illusion. An easy life creates fragile people. A challenging life creates strong souls. The Stoics would look at our modern struggles, rejection, anxiety, failure, and say, "Good, now you have a chance to practice." They believed every obstacle is an opportunity to live your philosophy. Got rejected? Practice acceptance. Failed? Practice humility. Lost something? Practice detachment. Feel pain? Practice endurance. This is how you turn pain into virtue. You transform what hurts into something higher. Epictetus once said, "Dare to look up to God and say, 'Deal with me as you will. I am of the same mind as you are. I refuse nothing that seems good to you.'" That's real strength. trusting that whatever happens is part of a larger plan to shape your soul.
7. A story of endurance. Let me tell you a short story. There was a young Roman soldier, loyal and brave. He fought hard for his empire. But one day, during battle, he was captured and enslaved. His name was Epictetus. His master was cruel. He broke Epictetus's leg during a fit of rage. But instead of crying out in anger, Epictetus said quietly, "I warned you it would break." That leg never healed properly. He walked with a limp for the rest of his life. But he never saw himself as a victim. He said, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus can overpower my will." Years later, as a free man, he became one of the greatest Stoic teachers in history. His students included emperors and scholars, and his teachings still guide millions today. He proved through his life what the Stoics always believed. Pain doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. 8. Pain as a path to peace. When you stop running from pain, something beautiful happens. You stop fearing it. And when you stop fearing it, you find peace. Marcus Aurelius faced endless loss, his children, his friends, his health. Yet he found serenity because he understood everything that happens, good or bad, is part of nature's design. He wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" That's how pain becomes peace, when you trust that it serves a purpose. When your heart breaks, it's teaching you compassion. When you fail, it's teaching you humility. When you lose, it's teaching you detachment. The Stoics didn't seek pain, but they respected it, because they knew it was the price of becoming wise. So the next time life hurts, pause. Breathe. Don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Remember, pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Every scar has a story, every hardship holds a lesson, and every pain, if faced with courage, becomes a seed of wisdom. Let pain do its work. Let it carve you, shape you, refine you, until one day you'll look back and realize the things that once broke you, built you. If this message spoke to you, take a moment, reflect. Ask yourself, what pain in my life is trying to make me stronger right now? If you found strength in this Stoic view, share this video with someone who's struggling and remind them they are not breaking, they are becoming. Subscribe to Stoic Providence for more ancient wisdom for modern life. And remember, he who masters his mind needs no crown.